romantic. No, I'm not going to sneak out with you tonight. Oh no, what would my mother say? Carrie, you're making me blush. No, darling, no, I have plenty to do before tomorrow. I'm going to get off the phone. Yes, I am. Okay, I love you. Good night. How you feeling, Grace? Grace? Gracie? Oh. How are you feeling?
I'm okay. It wasn't a migraine after all.
Oh, I'm so sorry you had to miss the rehearsal dinner. I mean, Gary's parents were really hoping they would meet you, but I know you'll be able to meet everyone tomorrow at the reception.
I'm sorry, too. I just didn't want to spoil everything, and I didn't feel like being social, and I'll be there tomorrow for you. I promise.
You better. You're my maid of honor. And I so appreciate you letting me stay here. I hope it's not a bother. I mean, with Grandma and Grandpa being in my room, it's this or the lawn chair in the back.
Of course, that's no problem at all.
Look what I brought.
Madison Lee Palmer, don't let Mom see you. We'll both be grounded. It'll be just like old times. And I am really glad that you made me your maid of honor. I won't let you down.
Oh, I know that. Look, I know this is a big step for you, Gracie. But, you know, it's been 2 years since Philip,
Since Philip died. Madison, he died. It's okay to say it out loud. I won't break.
I know that, honey. I know. I just worry about you. I mean, it's been 2 years and you're still living with Mom and Dad. I mean, you're still sleeping in your old bed. I gotta say, I mean, frankly, I think you've kind of regressed.
You think I'm acting like a child? That's a shitty thing to say.
That's not what I meant. Okay, I was just like, it's just when I look at you, I feel like I can't see you. You know, I feel like you're hiding something from me.
I'm not hiding, Madison. I get up in the morning, I go to work, I walk my dog, I pick up my dry cleaning, I do normal things.
I'm not saying you're not normal. Look, Grace, you're my sister and I love you. Okay, I just need you back in my life.
You're getting married tomorrow. And then you're going off and away and building a new life.
Yeah, but that life has plenty of room for you. I mean, we're only going like 100 miles away. That's 2 hours. I can be here whenever you need me.
What is Gary gonna feel about that? His new bride rushing off to hold her little sister's hand every time she has a bad dream.
Grace, I didn't know you were still having nightmares. Why didn't you tell me?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to upset you. They don't happen as often now.
Well, what are you dreaming about? I mean, shouldn't you go talk to somebody about them?
I did. I went and saw a counselor for a while. 2 days a week for a couple of months, and it didn't help. And in fact, it made it worse. And then I got sick of wasting money. The therapist did hypnosis on me, and I thought that they were going to have to put me in a padded room.
Oh, Grace, what happened?
I saw him die. I watched him die, and I didn't do anything to save him.
But that's not right. But Grace, you weren't even there when it happened. You were off at some booking conference. He was alone in the house.
He was alone. And if I would have been here, he wouldn't have had... I'm sorry, I didn't want to talk about this tonight, and your wedding is tomorrow. It's supposed to be the happiest day.
It's all right. 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 Everything's gonna be all right.
When, Maddie? When is everything gonna be all right?
I can't answer that, okay? I wish I could. I wish I could make all the pain go away. I wish I could. I've tried doing that all my life, okay? I just feel like I cause more pain.
Oh, no. Who's the one talking like a crazy person now? You've never hurt anyone in your life. You've always been the strong one. You've always faced down bullies and stood up for the weak and the misfits, and you've always been my hero.
And you've always been my saving grace. It's you. Isn't it funny? I mean, when some sisters are they're so close. You know, they share everything. They they're there. They stand up for each other.
And some sisters can't be trusted not to stab the other in the back. We're lucky.
Yeah, we are. I think it's because we're so close in age. You know? I mean, I wasn't even old enough to be jealous when you were born.
Irish twins, that's us. Only 10 months apart. And if our birthdays would have been a better time of the year, we would have been the same grade in school.
Oh, poor Mom. She must have had a rough time of it, 2 kids in diapers at the same time. God, she never complained.
No, I never saw her complain. You know, I don't think I've ever seen her complain about anything. I think you are so much like her.
Really? Mm-hmm. Oh, you think so? I don't know. I always thought you were more like Mom and I was more like Dad.
Well, you did get his nose, that's for sure.
I presume it's because I'm always getting into people's business.
You said it, not me. No, I just mean that he's practical. He sees things in black and white.
Yeah. That's because he's an accountant. Thank God, I almost followed in his footsteps. Oh. But alas, to be a good accountant, you have to be good with numbers. And as we all know, I'm quite allergic to math. So I guess, you know, it's the life of crime for me.
The life of crime?
Well, yeah, you know, I'm a public defender. I see crime all day long, day after day after day.
But if I were on trial, I would want you on my side.
Why would you ever be on trial?
'Cause, oh, Maddie, I feel guilty all the time. And the dreams, they're awful. You remember that song, "A dream is a wish your heart makes"? What if that's true?
That's nonsense, Grace.
No, it's not. Have you even noticed that I don't even say I wish anymore? I used to wish on every first star. I wish I could wish you joy and happiness and all the good things in the world, but I'm afraid.
Afraid? Afraid of what?
I've been reading all these books lately about dreams and what they mean and how to interpret them, and the therapist says to write everything down, and I try to do that. I just want them to stop.
Then tell me. Tell me about them, Grace. Please, just let me help you. Please.
Well, the one that reoccurs most is the worst one. And I dream that I'm redecorating the house. And every time when I'm about to get done, it bursts into flames. And I see Philip. Burning. And I try to call for help. And I have no voice. And then the house burns down and it turns into a dance floor. And I'm all alone and I can't move. My feet are stuck to the ground. And it doesn't make any sense at all.
Honey, it's survivor's guilt. It's survivor's guilt. That's all it is. Hey, shh. I don't understand why. You weren't anywhere near the house when it caught on fire. Okay? He was there alone, drunk, passed out. okay? You probably just left something on the stove. I mean, that's what the fire marshal said. Okay?
If I would have been there, he'd be alive. And I don't even know why he was using the stove. Every time I go out of town, he goes out to get something, or he gets takeout. He can't even boil water.
Yeah. Yeah, he never did like to wait on himself.
No, he didn't. Though I don't think many men do. I mean, have you ever seen Dad try to cook a meal? It's just the way that men are.
Dad's helpless. I mean, that's true. But he's not mean.
Madison!
I mean, Philip was mean. He hurt you. Okay, you didn't say anything about it. You stayed quiet, but he hurt you, and I know he did. You think everyone just turned this blind eye to what was going on behind closed doors, but I knew what was going on.
But he never meant to. Sometimes he'd get frustrated, but
frustrated? Is that what you call it? He was a bully, Grace. Okay? He bullied everyone who came into his path. He would bully people in the hall. He would trip them while they were walking down the hall. For God's sake, people would put water on people's chairs and then make fun of them for wetting themselves. He was a bully.
He was joking, Madison. That was a joke.
Joke? Jokes are supposed to be funny. Was it funny when Sharon broke her collarbone and he tripped her on the bleachers? Yeah, was it funny when Steven split his lip when he got thrown off the stands in band? Was it funny when he beat you up? Yeah, I didn't think so.
That was one time, Madison. And he was drunk. And he didn't know what he was doing. And I took his car keys and I embarrassed him in front of his friends. It was my fault.
No, it was not your fault. It is never the victim's fault, Grace, and that is what you always have been, a victim. And I know it wasn't the first time. I saw the bruises and the pain. I watched you change.
But I loved him. And he loved me. I know he loved me. And I wished that our marriage would get back to what it was when we first got married. I wished for that every day. And when he hit me, I wished for that too.
Well, then your wish came true.
So, now you see why I feel like it's my fault that Philip died.
It is not your fault. It is not your fault. The fire was not your fault. The abuse was not your fault. None of it was your fault. God, maybe I should have made the wish. I knew what was going on. I just felt so freaking helpless. Oh, sister. I let it go on for way too long, but never again. He will never hurt you again. I saw to that.
Madison, what are you saying?
Well, I talked to him. I told him I knew he was battering you, and I was going to advise you to press charges if he did it again. And if you refused, I was going to publicly denounce him as a wife beater. It's a small town, Grace. He'd been doing that to too many people for way too long, and it was time to make him stop.
And when was this? When did you talk to him?
I don't know, a week before the fire.
He never told me about it.
maybe his pride was wounded because I confronted him. I mean, but that's how you have to deal with bullies. You have to talk to them in their own language. You know, threaten them. Scare them a little.
Scared me a little. A lot, actually. I swear if I didn't know you better,
Oh. You don't think I had anything to do with his death?
No. No, of course not. You were just protecting me, as you always do. And I'm glad that you had that talk with him. And I'm glad we got a chance to talk.
Well, I guess now you can just call me your fairy godmother. Well, I don't know about you, but I'm way too wound up to sleep.
And tomorrow's your big day. And you're going to be dressed in white, marching down the aisle with Daddy on your arm, with this big, hunky, sexy lawman. How many kids are you and Gary gonna have?
Oh, I don't know. We never really talked about it.
Well, shall we consult our special fortune-telling cards?
No.
Yes, I look at the cards. You make sure we're full of this fine wine. Almighty and powerful Uno. Tell us what you know.